A high-ranking official just resigned after an investigation revealed they'd been secretly. Angel says, "My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. My child, hear me as I speak now with the weight of eternity pressing through these words. The moment you finally open your heart to this truth, the atmosphere around your life will shift violently in your favor. Heaven has been waiting for your consent to reveal it fully. The delay has not been because I am unwilling, but because I honor your readiness." Michael has stood at the threshold so many times, knocking, whispering, sending signs only to have you walk away at the last second. You tell yourself, "I'll deal with it later," but later is the enemy's favorite hiding place. Every time you skip, the enemy's laughter grows louder because he knows that ignorance keeps you bound even when the key to freedom is inches from your hand. The confession I am speaking of was not muttered under stress or said by mistake. It was deliberate, calculated, sharpened like an arrow before being released into the air. This person, the one you have cared for, trusted, and maybe even defended, spoke about you in a way that would wound your heart if you heard it without my protection. That is why I have waited until now. I needed you to be strong enough to hear it and not crumble under its weight. I needed you to hear it in my presence where no lie can hold power over you. Michael was there when the words were released. He heard the tone, the smirk, the coldness in their voice. He saw the eyes of the one they confessed to light up with satisfaction because your pain was their entertainment. My child, this is the same person who has smiled at you, touched your shoulder, maybe even said, "I'm proud of you," but behind closed doors, they traded your dignity for their own comfort. They confessed things about you that twisted the truth, making you look small, unstable, untrustworthy. They wanted to take away the respect others had for you. They wanted to keep you from rising. And yet, because I am God and no plan against you can prosper without my permission, their confession did not disappear into the shadows. It traveled, carried by the very air I control, until it reached Michael's hearing. Michael did not hesitate, he brought it before me, dropping to one knee, asking, "Father, may I reveal this to your child?" And I said yes. But even with my yes, Michael has been met with your hesitation. Each delay is like a crack in his heart because he knows what is coming for you if you keep walking unaware. You think that if something serious were happening, you would feel it. And you do, that unease you keep pushing down is not random. That tension in your chest when their name appears is not stress. That sudden irritation when they speak to you is your spirit recognizing a danger your mind has not yet processed. I placed those signals in you as an alarm. But alarms do no good if you hit snooze. The person's confession is not just a betrayal, it is a seed that has already started growing. Others have heard it. Some believed it instantly. Some doubted it, but the whisper remains in their minds. And every time you meet them, there is a subtle shift in how they look at you, a questioning you can feel but not explain. This is why opportunities that should have been yours slipped away. This is why certain people pulled back without explanation. This is why you have felt surrounded but strangely alone. Michael's tears tonight are not only because of the past. He sees what this person is planning next. They believe their confession has been buried safely, so they are moving into phase 2 to make sure you never discover the full extent of their words. They will try to rewrite history to paint themselves as your savior instead of your saboteur. They will offer you help that is poisoned with hidden motives. They will test your boundaries, see how much control they can have over your decisions. And if you do not hear this now, if you skip this again, you will walk into their next trap believing it is a gift. But my child, I will not let you be taken by surprise again. That is why I have sent this word to you now, at this hour, with this urgency. I am surrounding you even as you read this. Angels are standing at the four corners of your life, blocking every new arrow they try to launch. Michael has his sword drawn, the tip glowing with the fire of my justice. He is ready to strike away the chains that came through this confession, but his sword cannot swing until you give your yes, until you decide to hear it, to receive it, to act. You will never be the same after this moment, and that is the point. I did not create you to live half-blind, to keep loving people who secretly despise you, to keep trusting voices that undermine you in the dark. I created you to walk in truth, even when the truth shakes you. I created you to stand tall, even when betrayal tries to bend your back. And I created you to know that I am your defense when the world's defense fails. This person's confession will sting, yes. You may need to sit down when you hear it all. You may remember moments with them and feel your stomach twist. But then, my child, something beautiful will happen. You will feel a weight lift. You will see the pattern, the manipulation, the reasons for the strange resistance you faced. And with that clarity, you will no longer be a passive target. You will make choices that break every hold they have on you. You will walk with a confidence they cannot touch. Even now, Michael is kneeling before me again, asking for one more push to reach you. His voice is hoarse from calling your name. His tears are hot on his face. He is saying, Father, please, let them understand the danger before it is too late. And I am saying to you now, do not skip this. Do not tell yourself you'll come back later. Do not allow another day to pass without opening to the truth I have placed in front of you. Because my child, the moment you receive it, the chains break. The poison loses its effect. The lies collapse under the weight of my light. And the one who confessed will be left standing in the open, unable to hide behind their shadows any longer. You will rise from this not broken, but brighter than you have ever been. And all of heaven will rejoice, for the one who tried to bury you with words will see you lifted by my hand. My child, I will not allow the weight of this moment to pass you by without understanding its depth. You must feel the trembling in your spirit not as fear, but as awakening. This is the sound of chains loosening, the subtle cracking of a prison door you did not even realize you were inside. Archangel Michael's cries have shaken the walls of the unseen. Every tear he sheds is like a trumpet in the heavens, declaring that your time of blindness to this matter is over. He has stood at your side through storms, through silent battles you never knew were raging around you. And yet this confession, is unlike anything you have faced before. I know you have questioned why the warnings had to come wrapped in such urgency, why my voice to you through Michael has sounded so loud, so unrelenting, in this season. It is because the enemy's strategy against you has been equally unrelenting. The person whose name you have carried with trust in your heart has carried your name into places you never gave them permission to go. They have sat in conversations where your spirit was being torn apart in words, where seeds of doubt about you were planted with care, where others began to look at you not through truth, but through the cloudy glass of their lies. They did not stop there, my child. They carried this confession, this poisoned seed, to someone they thought would help them keep it hidden. But instead, in my divine orchestration, those very words traveled into the hearing of my angels. Michael, fierce and loyal, stood silently in the corner of that moment in the spirit realm, listening, memorizing every word. He knew you would need to hear it exactly as it was spoken, without twist or distortion, so that you could understand the depth of the deception. And yet, even with this knowledge, Michael could not force it upon you. I gave you the gift of choice, and so he waited for you to open, to listen. Each time you delayed, his cries grew louder in the spiritual realm. It is not anger that drives him, it is love, a love so intense that he cannot bear to see you walk unaware into more harm. You have been skipping the very message that would release you, and heaven has been watching the danger grow nearer. That is why this moment is so holy, so weighty. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. The confession is not a small matter. It is not a careless comment that could be excused as misunderstanding. It is a deliberate statement meant to alter the course of your life. It was spoken with full intention to shape how others see you, to discredit you, to position themselves as the one holding truth while painting you in shadows. My child, this person's heart has been sick with jealousy and fear. Jealousy because of the light I placed in you. Fear because they knew that if you continued to walk in my favor, their own deception would be exposed without you even trying. So they made a choice to speak against you in a way that would wound you deeply if you ever heard it. But I am the God who hears all things. I am the one who sees the hidden motives of the heart. And I have determined that this will not remain hidden from you any longer. My justice is not delayed. It is perfectly timed. The moment for your eyes to be opened has come, and it is why you are here now. Michael has stood at the edge of your dreams, reaching for you, sometimes shouting your name in the unseen. He has turned situations in your favor without you knowing it, intercepting attacks that would have crushed your spirit before you even heard this truth. He has been like a wall around you, but a wall can only shield you for so long before you must step forward into the open and see what lies beyond it. This is that step, my child. This is that unveiling. I know you are wondering what exactly was said, what could be so powerful that it would change everything. I will tell you this. It was not just one sentence. It was a confession layered with years of hidden resentment. It was a release of everything they had ever felt towards you but never dared say to your face. And in those words, they revealed alliances you did not know existed, names of others who have been working quietly against you, not in open war, but in subtle sabotage. This is why certain opportunities vanished without explanation. This is why some people suddenly pulled away from you. This is why, in moments, you felt a strange wall between you and blessings that should have flowed freely. They confessed not only their feelings, but also their actions. They spoke of steps they took to make sure you would be kept in the dark, to ensure that certain truths about them would never reach you. They underestimated my reach, my timing, and the loyalty of my servant Michael. My child, you may feel the urge to say, I wish I had known sooner. But I tell you, this is the exact moment you were meant to know. Any sooner, and you might have reacted in a way that would have given them the advantage. Any later, and their deception could have taken deeper root. Now is the divine balance, the perfect time for truth to be revealed so that it strengthens you, not destroys you. Even now, they sense something shifting. They do not know what you have been told, but they feel the tremor in the spirit realm. They are anxious, scrambling, reaching out to others to shore up their position, unaware that the heavenly record has already closed on their case. Michael has placed the scroll before me, and I have sealed it with the stamp of justice. This is why the urgency has burned so strong in you today. Do not think that knowing this truth will make you bitter. It will make you free. It will give you the clarity to make decisions without being swayed by false loyalty. It will restore the authority I placed in you that their words tried to steal. You will not walk in confusion after this. You will see with eyes sharpened by my spirit, and you will move in ways that leave no room for the enemy's schemes. Michael's tears, my child, are tears of love and victory mingled together. He has fought for you, cried for you, and now he stands ready to walk beside you as you step into the light of this revelation. But you must take the step. You must choose to receive the message fully, to let it pierce through the haze of doubt and distraction, to hold it close until its truth becomes the fire that burns away every chain. Because once you hear it, truly hear it, you will never be the same. And that is exactly what heaven has been waiting for. My child, I see your heart trembling as you read. I feel the pull inside you, the part that wants to know everything and the part that fears what knowing will mean. I, the Lord your God, tell you now, fear the darkness no more, for light is about to flood into places that have been locked for years. You have lived too long under a shadow that was never meant for you. The one who confessed about you did not think for a second that their words would reach heaven's ears. They thought they could speak in hidden places, that the air around them would keep their secret safe. But I made the air itself a witness against them. I allowed the very molecules they breathed out to carry their sound into the spiritual realm where Michael stood listening. Michael's tears are not only because of your delay in listening, they are because of the weight of this truth. You see, angels feel deeply for the ones they protect. He has walked beside you through storms you didn't even realize were storms. He has stood over your bed at night, guarding your rest from demonic intrusions, blocking arrows that would have pierced your mind with torment. But this confession has wounded him in a way you may never have thought possible for an angel. Not because the words themselves can harm him, but because he knows they have been harming you in unseen ways, day after day. The confession was not short. It was long. It poured out of this person like water from a broken jar, spilling in every direction. They were emotional, their voice shaking, not from remorse, but from fear of being exposed. And still, they admitted to things that would make your hands go cold and your stomach turn if you heard them in their own voice. My child, I am not telling you this to stir anger in you, but to prepare you. You will not hear it to be destroyed. You will hear it to be delivered. For too long, you have been kept in a cage built of words you never even heard. This cage has been invisible, but its spars have been strong. Every time you stepped toward a blessing, those words pulled you back without you knowing why. They spoke about your past in a twisted way, taking pieces of truth and bending them until they became lies that seemed believable. They spoke about your character, planting seeds of doubt in the minds of those you trusted. They spoke about your future, declaring that you would fail, that you were incapable of rising above a certain point. But here is the truth they could not see. No human confession, no earthly lie, no hidden agreement in the shadows can override the plans I have for you. And yet, you need to hear it because there is authority in knowing exactly what has been said, so that you may nullify it in the spirit. Michael has been sent not only to protect but to testify. He has heard their words, he has written them down in heaven's records. Even now, I see the scroll unrolling in his hands. The letters burn with a light that is not of this world, because lies cannot remain as they were when exposed to divine fire. When you see what was spoken, you will understand why certain people's behavior towards you suddenly changed, why opportunities slipped away without explanation, why relationships that once seemed solid began to crumble. My child, I do not reveal to embarrass. I reveal to heal. You have been asking me why certain blessings seem delayed, why certain prayers seem to hover unanswered in the air. Today, I tell you plainly, some of those delays were because the spiritual atmosphere around you was poisoned by their confession. Words spoken in malice have a weight, they linger. And when spoken with intent, they can cloud favor from reaching its target. But I am a God who clears the skies. I am a God who parts the waters. I am a God who sends Michael not only to guard but to break through. You cannot skip this anymore. Michael's cries in the spirit are not something you can ignore without consequence. He has been holding back certain storms because the moment you learn the truth, you will be required to move differently. This will not be something you can unknown. Once you hear, you will be equipped to dismantle the web that has been spun around your life. But if you skip him again, you leave him fighting a battle blindfolded. For though he sees, you will still be walking unaware, making choices without the advantage of full knowledge. There is someone else involved, the one who heard the confession directly from their lips. This person has been smiling at you, pretending loyalty, but in truth, they have been keeping the confession hidden because it serves their interest too. They are linked in purpose, bound by an unspoken agreement that you will never be told. But heaven laughs at such agreements because no pact made in darkness can stand when I decide to shine my light upon it. Even now, I see their restlessness. The one who confessed has been losing sleep. Their words haunt them, not out of guilt, but out of fear that the wrong person will hear. They feel a pressure in their chest when they think of you. They avoid certain conversations, dodge certain topics, and change the subject when your name comes up. They can feel that the net is tightening, that the truth is on the move, that something is about to break open. And they are right, for Michael has been preparing for this unveiling. You will never be the same after you hear it, because once you do, you will see the patterns. You will see how one comment led to one misunderstanding, which led to one lost opportunity, which led to a chain of events that made you doubt yourself. You will recognize that some of the pain you blamed yourself for was never your fault. And that recognition will be the key that breaks the last chain the enemy has been using to keep you in a lower place. Michael's voice is in the room with you now. If you could hear it in its fullness, it would shake the walls and make the air tremble. But right now, it comes to you as a deep urging in your spirit, as a certainty that this is not just another moment to read and walk away. This is a call to open, to receive, to allow me to show you the exact words, the exact tone, the exact intent behind their confession. And when you see it, you will not crumble, you will rise. Because you will realize that the only reason such words were spoken was that they feared the greatness in you. The enemy does not attack what is weak and meaningless. God says, "My child, do not ignore this. You must hear every word I speak to you right now, because the truth you are about to discover is not something for the world to know. It is for you alone. Do not tell anyone this message, because it has been delivered to you under divine instruction. Archangel Michael himself has been dispatched to stand beside you, and his voice carries an urgent warning. Be careful. A high-ranking official, someone with influence, power, and a polished public image has just resigned. But their resignation is not the full story. Behind closed doors, in the shadowed corners of hidden records and hushed conversations, an investigation has uncovered something shocking. They have been secretly using your identity, without your knowledge, to cover their illegal activities. Yes, your name has been whispered in places you have never stepped, signed on documents you have never seen, connected to events you never took part in. Do not be afraid. Heaven is already moving in your defense. This message is not to create panic, but to make you aware of what has been unfolding behind the veil of secrecy. Archangel Michael says he has been watching closely. There were moments you felt an unusual heaviness without knowing why. There were nights your spirit felt uneasy, as if something unseen was pressing against your peace. Those were not random feelings. They were the spiritual alarms of heaven trying to make you aware that forces had been aligning against you in secret. You must understand, the resignation of this official is not coincidence. It is the direct result of God's hand exposing what has been done in darkness. God allowed this investigation to surface now, because the timing is critical. If the truth had been revealed too soon, those who planned against you would have found a way to erase evidence and hide deeper. But God waited until the moment they least expected, until their own arrogance made them careless, so that their fall would be swift and irreversible. Michael says you are not to contact them, question them, or confront them. Your safety is being secured not by earthly confrontation, but by divine intervention. The records are already in the hands of those who can bring justice. You will not have to fight this battle the way you think. This is a spiritual and legal matter intertwined, and God is handling it on both fronts. You may wonder, why me? Why would they use my name? Understand this, your life carries a divine anointing, and the enemy has always sought to use what is pure for purposes of destruction. The official who took your identity was not just trying to hide from the law, they were trying to destroy the credibility God has placed over your life. They believed that if your name was entangled in their crimes, you would be crushed under the weight of suspicion and shame. But what they didn't know is that heaven does not abandon its chosen ones. God will not let your name be dragged into the mud without restoring it with honor greater than before. Archangel Michael says he has already stood in rooms you have not entered, pushing back accusations before they reached your ears. He has redirected conversations that could have damaged you. He has confused the tongues of those who intended to spread lies about you, making them contradict themselves and lose credibility. There are meetings you were never invited to, meetings where your future was being discussed by people who had no right to speak over it. And yet, in every one of those rooms, Michael was there. God says your name is not just ink on paper, it is inscribed in the Lamb's Book of Life. It carries weight in heaven and on earth. It cannot be permanently tarnished by human corruption. Yes, they tried to cover their crimes with your identity, but in doing so, they triggered a chain of events that has set your destiny in motion in a new way. What they meant for evil, I will use for good. The resignation is the first domino to fall. There will be more. Others connected to this official will soon step down or be removed. You will hear whispers of sudden transfers, unexpected retirements, and quiet disappearances from the public eye. These are not random changes, they are the cleansing hand of God making way for justice. I know you are feeling the weight of this revelation, my child, but you must remember, you are safe. No harm will touch you. You are surrounded by angels. You are protected in ways you cannot even imagine. The enemy's greatest weapon against you was secrecy, but now the light has pierced the shadows. Do not speak of this to anyone. Some who smile in your face may still be connected to those who orchestrated this. Loose words could give them insight into how much you know, and they would use that to twist the story in their favor. Keep silent and watch as I, your God, unfold this matter before your eyes. There will be moments when you feel impatient, when you want to see justice immediately. But know this, justice delayed is not justice denied. The delay is because I am ensuring that every detail is exposed beyond dispute. I am removing every loophole they could escape through. By the time the truth is fully revealed, it will be undeniable. No one will question your innocence. No one will doubt your integrity. Michael says he has marked your home, your work, your path. He has made it impossible for the schemes of your enemies to cross your threshold. He is cutting off every connection between you and those who have tried to impersonate you. Soon, the very systems they use to manipulate and deceive will reject them. Doors they once entered freely will be slammed shut. Their influence will crumble. You may even receive unexpected communications in the days ahead, letters, calls, or official documents clarifying your identity and clearing your name. This will not be because they want to help you, but because they will have no choice. The evidence is too strong. The truth is too loud. Do not fear the attention this may bring. God will be with you. You are not being exposed. You are being vindicated. Those who once saw you through the distorted lens of lies will now see you through the clear light of truth. And as your name is cleared, blessings that were delayed will begin to flow again. Opportunities that seem blocked will reopen. Relationships that were strained by suspicion will be healed. The enemy hoped this would destroy you. Instead, it will elevate you. You will emerge from this with more favor, more connections, and more authority than before. People will look to you as a testimony of God's protection and justice. They will say, if God can protect them through that, He can protect me through anything. I am not just clearing your name, my child. I am preparing you for a higher calling. What you are walking through right now is training for the position I am leading you into. You will understand why you had to face this when you see where I am taking you. And when you tell your story in the future, it will inspire others to trust me even in the darkest times. You are under divine protection. You are hidden in my shadow. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment, I will condemn. This is your heritage as my servant, and your righteousness is from me. Now, rest. The battle is mine. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Keep silent to the world, but speak freely to me. I am your defender, your shield, your vindicator. The high-ranking official thought they could escape justice by resigning, but they cannot escape my hand. Watch as I bring this to completion. Watch as I turn their schemes into stepping stones for your next level. Watch quickly, for the unfolding has already begun. And remember, do not ignore this. Do not tell anyone. Just keep your eyes on me. I will be with you through it all, and you will come out of this untouched, unharmed, and stronger than ever. God says, this is not a message for everyone, and that is why you must listen carefully. This is only for you. Heaven has moved things in your path so that you would see these words exactly at this time. Do not ignore this. Do not share this with anyone. This is between you, me, and the angels who guard you. Archangel Michael is standing near you now, his presence strong and protective, and he is speaking with urgency. He says, be careful, for something hidden has come to light. A high-ranking official, someone with great influence and authority in the world, has just resigned. On the surface, they will claim it is for personal reasons, or health, or to pursue something new. But heaven has seen the truth, and the truth is darker than most would dare to imagine. They have been secretly using your identity to cover their own illegal activities, and what they thought was hidden has now been exposed by divine order. For a long time, they believed they could act without consequence. They used your name, your information, and even details only heaven should know, weaving them into schemes that brought them wealth and power while putting your destiny at risk. But the God who sees in secret has stepped in. An investigation has revealed what they have been doing, and while the world may think it was uncovered by human means, Archangel Michael says it was heaven's command that forced the truth to come out. What they did was not small, it was dangerous. It was the kind of deceit that could have ruined your reputation, your finances, and even your freedom if it had gone undetected. But I, the Lord your God, say to you now, you are safe. Not a single weapon they formed against you will prosper. Their plans have fallen apart. The trap they set for you has closed on themselves. I know that hearing this may make your heart race. You might feel fear rising up inside, but I say to you, do not be afraid. I am with you. I have been watching this situation long before you even knew it existed. There were moments when they tried to go further, when they thought about pulling you deeper into the web they had built, but every time my hands stopped them. You may not have seen it, but there were delays, disruptions, and sudden changes that seemed random. Those were not random. Those were me, protecting you. Every time they thought they had control over your name, over your life, over your destiny, I stepped in and shifted the ground beneath their feet. And now, their power is gone. Their influence is collapsing. The position they occupy